Recently, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell shared a more, I guess, reconciliatory message for demonstrators and protesters across the country. And more importantly, he said that he feels that the NFL, the athletes within the NFL, should have the right to peacefully protest. And this was very different from what we heard from Goodell in the past. In fact, the NFL came out against athletes who were peacefully kneeling during the national anthem during NFL games. And now he's obviously speaking a little bit of a different tune. Now, I do want to move on to Trump's response to it, because Trump is not happy, clearly, with what Goodell had to say. And he said via Twitter, and by the way, there's no way Trump wrote this, and you'll understand why in just a minute. Could it be even remotely possible that Roger Goodell's rather interesting statement of peace and reconciliation, he was intimating that it would now be okay for players to kneel or not to stand for the national anthem, thereby disrespecting our country and our flag? That is the message that he shared with the public, yes. But he didn't include the part about supposedly disrespecting our country and our flag. Because our country and our flag is supposed to stand for liberty and justice for all, right? And we have not seen that play out for many people in this country. So what sense does it make in celebrating a country that hasn't actually carried out what it's supposed to carry out with liberty and justice for all? And by the way, like this whole thing worked out. It played out well for Trump in the election, referring to NFL players as sons of bitches and, basically exploiting this, not because he actually cares about it, but because it riles up his disgusting racist base. I'm curious if it's going to work this time around. I mean, his messaging isn't getting as much attention or play, in my opinion, compared to what it was receiving previously. But I wanted to get your thoughts, Shank.
Yeah, I'm more sure of how it's going to play out. It's already playing out in two important ways that I'll explain. First, just a fun thing about how he didn't write that tweet. In this case, it really is irrelevant because that is his message. So they're saying the same thing that Trump would say anyway. But the idea that Trump would write reconciliation and intimating in a tweet, if you're going to write for Trump, please write way dumber so it's more credible. Okay, I know that you did the random capitalizations, but not good enough. Okay. All right. Now let's get on to the important part. So he still thinks it's good politics to be against kneeling in protest and to be more upset about that than kneeling on the neck of George Floyd. And that is literal at this point. If you track his tweets and his comments about George Floyd, he does do perfunctory, oh, that's bad, I guess he shouldn't have died, etc. And I'm paraphrasing, and he does not, I guess, to be fair to him, right? He goes through the motions of writing one or two sentences, but he does not do the animated tweets nonstop. This is not his first tweet about the NFL. I don't know why he was indisposed and he had to have a staffer write it, but he's done his own tweets about it. And when he does those tweets, he's super animated. On George Floyd, he's like, yeah, I guess that was tragic, bad. Okay, right? Are we done with it yet? Have I said enough? On Colin Kaepernick, you will not accept kneeling. It is outrageous, etc. That's what he's passionate about. So is it going to play out well for him? Well, he's at a 38% approval rating. So early results are not good. If you want to put it in football terms, he's losing like 21-0 in the first quarter. And then look at how much of his base he's lost. The NFL owners have acted as deep racists. Anyone who hires Colin Kaepernick is going to make an unbelievable amount of money on ticket sales, on jersey sales, you name it. And they're like, no, we do not want the money. It is more important to us to be racist than to even make money. That is stunning. And all 32 NFL team owners agreed to that. Now they send out Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner. He keeps saying, we the NFL, we the NFL. That means he spoke to all of them. And the owners said, yeah, we lost the country. They're not as racist as we thought they were, or as racist as we are. By the way, most of those NFL owners, or a lot of them, are Trump donors, okay? Mm-hmm. He even lost them, and they are saying, no, we're okay with kneeling, and Kaepernick is fine. I don't know if they'll let him back in the league, but they're saying, yes, it turns out we need black players and we need black viewers and fans, and we need younger fans who agree that Black Lives Matter. So he's lost even the most deep-seated racist in the country when it comes to the NFL owners. So he's in a world of hurt.
I just want to add one thing to what you said. I agree with you. I think that's actually pretty right. And I think, look, all the protesters who have tirelessly taken to the streets, you know, in many cases every day since these demonstrations started, they're so courageous because we've seen the brutality that they've dealt with at the hands of these cops, right? And what they've demonstrated, what these cops demonstrated every single day of these protests to the general public is that this brutality does exist and it impacts everyone, right? Look, Martin Gugino, who was the elderly man who was shoved to the ground by cops in Buffalo, New York, he's a white guy. And as horrific as that video is, right, to watch it, I think that what it did is it messaged to, you know, some white Americans who maybe weren't completely on board with this movement that, hey, this is happening every single day in this country. Maybe you weren't paying attention. Maybe the media is not doing a good job covering it. Maybe all these things are true, but this exists. And I think that people are overwhelmingly disgusted by it. I think that there are more people who have caught on to the significance of this police violence now versus before. So I think that's part of the reason why the NFL has changed its messaging. It's not just about appealing to Black viewers or ticket buyers. It's about, you know, adapting to the fact that more Americans now are privy to the violence that people are facing every single day at the hands of local police departments.
Yeah, one last fun fact about this. Don't forget that Donald Trump was part of the USFL, which was a rival league to the NFL, that, of course, went bankrupt because it involved Donald Trump. There's literally nothing he's ever done that didn't go bankrupt, except the golf courses bailed out by the Russians. That's a fact. Anyway, he then sued the NFL, and I think he won like $3.60, something along those lines. So in other words, he got humiliated again. So he's also had this personal grudge against the NFL. But would Donald Trump really hold personal grudges for that long and still act out on it, even after becoming president? Of course! So for him, this has always been a twofer. One, hey, I'll appeal to my racist base by going after Kaepernick. And two, I'll cause the NFL, my old rival, some damage. But the person damaged is clearly Donald Trump.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.